Hi, good morning all. So let's complete our third module, and the final topic in our third module is the introduction to performance management. We'll be giving some intros in performance management, and performance management is essential for HRM. So let's check what is the meaning of performance and how performance can be managed. So let's go this discussion in detail. So today we'll be discussing about performance and performance management, that its characteristics and aims and role of performance management, performance process, career planning, and finally employee life cycle management. It will be an elaborated discussion. We'll be trying to end the session in 30 minutes. So let's start. Before discussing performance, you must know what employee expects from an organization. So we know actually an employee expects to be treated fairly and consistently. Then he needs enrichment. He must be provided with opportunities. There must be clear expectation, and positive and constructive feedback must be given on a regular basis. And while setting goal, employees must be participated. As we already said, there was elaborate discussion on MBO as well. Then he will also expect economic rewards. Then let's see why performance is required, or why there must be something called performance. So organization is working to achieve a mission. That mission and goal must be achieved. If they want to achieve this, there must be performance. Then encourage and reward behaviors aligned with organizational mission and goals. There must be performance on the part of employees as well as the employer. Then finally, to curb and redirect non-productive activities. If there is any non-productive activities on the part of employee, we must be able to curb it. So for that, performance is required. So what is performance? Performance means an action or a process of carrying out and accomplishing an action, task, or function, or that can be termed as performance. So actually, performance means action. So this action includes any process that is carrying out in order to accomplish this action or a particular task or a function. So performance management includes the process used to manage corporate performance and methodologies that drive some of the processes and the metrics used to perform uh, to measure the performance against strategic and operational performance goals. So performance management as a management wing, it includes all the processes relating to corporate performance and the methodologies. There may be some techniques used by the managers and the process and also the statistical metrics that we use to evaluate the organizational performance as well as strategic performance. So let's check what are performance standards. Performance standards means these are the benchmarks against performance. So we will be setting some standards. We already know what is benchmarking. Benchmarking means we are setting a standard to follow. So performance standards are the standards that we set in advance in order to try and achieve these standards in future. So it's just like a controlling process. Definition for performance management: it is a continuous process of identifying, measuring, developing the performance of individual and teams, and aligning performance with the strategic goals of the organization. So basically, performance management means it is a process. It is an ongoing process or continuous process of identifying, measuring, and developing. So we need to identify, then measure, and then develop the performance of individual and teams, and aligning these performance in order to achieve our strategic goals. That process is called performance management. In performance management, there are two components. One, you need to know that the major component is it's a continuous process, not a one-time activity. Second, you must match this process with your strategic goals, then only there is a proper management. So the goal plus performance, this must be matched. So that is performance management. Another definition for you: performance management includes activities that ensure that goals are consistently being met in an effective and efficient manner. So it includes all the activities performed in an organization in order to achieve the organizational goals, including strategic goals, in an effective manner. Performance management focuses on the performance of an organization, department, employee, or even the performance to, processes to build a product or service or any other area in the organization. So it's an overall check on the organization's performance, whether it may be organization as a whole or a particular department or an employee or even a process. So we will be analyzing these methods, all these areas, in order to cross check that our organization goals are achieved. Let's check once again. So performance management, it includes a set of goals, and these goals must be communicated. Then they must observe and evaluate. So goals must be there, communication, then observation and evaluation. These are the four elements of performance management. An interactive process of goal setting, there must be goal setting, right? Second, communication. Third, observation and evaluation to support, retain, and develop exceptional employees for organizational success. That is the basic aim. So performance management works in such a way that goal setting process happens. Then the goal must be effectively communicated with the employees. Then we will observe whether these goals are achieved in the most efficient manner. And finally, there must be an evaluation. So this process is called performance management. Then the purpose of performance management system. It serves the strategic purpose of the organization. Why the organization is working. That is called strategic analysis, strategic purpose. So the strategic purpose will be served. Second, provides information for reward system. Based on this performance management, we will be able to provide incentives to the employees. Third, facilitates HR decision, whether to retain some employees or to eliminate some. All these decisions will be based on this analysis. Four, enabling employees to learn about their performance as against organizational expectations. So, or actually, each employee is recruited on the basis of certain expectations. So, whether their performance is matched against organizational expectations can be evaluated using a performance management system. It serves as a developmental tool. Then serves organizational maintenance purpose and support HR decisions to meet legal requirements. All these are the purpose why there must be a performance management system. Moving on. Is performance management or performance appraisal same? So we already discussed about performance appraisal. So performance appraisal is all about evaluating the performance of an employee, whereas performance management is a broader concept. Let's check. Both the concepts are totally different. That's the first thing. Second, performance management is a broader term, as I said, and it includes appraisal of as a part of performance system. So performance appraisal is already included in performance management, because the performance management includes all the activities, which in turn means to evaluate an employee as well as an organization as a whole. So it's a comprehensive package, whereas performance appraisal is just an evaluation. Performance appraisal is the systematic description of an employee's strength and weakness. Thus, performance appraisal is an important component of performance management. That was I said. Actually, performance appraisal is a component of performance management. So these two terms are different in such a way that performance management is a broader concept, whereas performance appraisal is one component of this broader concept. Then moving on, contributions of performance management to organization. While there is an efficient or effective performance management tool, the motivation to perform will increase because you are being evaluated. Then, second, increases self-esteem. Third, self-esteem is will be improved because you are getting sufficient rewards. You are being evaluated, so you'll be feeling important. You'll feel important. So managers gain insight about subordinates. They will be able to understand about each employees and their performance. Jobs are simplified because there will be a systematic way of doing this job. Organizational goals are clear. What is organization is expecting to achieve? That one will be clear. Employees become more competent because they are being evaluated. So when you are evaluated and you are being evaluated, you will have to perform better. That feeling will be inside you. Differentiation between good and perfect performance, that is the basic aim. Then performance are communicated, and finally changes can be possible. Once you are evaluated or your company is evaluated, you can improve. So the scope for improvement comes from an evaluation. That's why performance management is essential. Then features of an ideal performance management system. If your performance management system is the best, it must have all these features. First, strategic concurrence. So strategic competence must be there. Thoroughness, clear diagram. There must be clarity. There must be thoroughness. Then practicability, meaningfulness, simplicity, reliability, validity, acceptability, inclusiveness, openness, correctability. Once implemented, you must be able to rectify its mistakes, if any. Then standardization, as we said, there must be we must be able to set some standards, and based on the standards, evaluation will be done. Ethicality, it must be ethical, and identification of effective and ineffective performance, which are the best and which are the poor performance. That those things must be after implementation. We must be able to identify all these things. So these are the features that is required for an ideal performance management system. Aim and role of performance management system. The information collected by performance management system is most frequently used for, that we know, salary administration. First thing, because we already said reward is based on performance management evaluation. Then there will be performance feedback, because each employee must know how was their performance last year or last quarter. Then based on that feedback, they will be able to improve. Then identification of employee strength and weakness. These are the aims of conducting performance management. Then performance management purpose, you can see there are some strategic purposes, administrative purposes, informational. Because strategic purposes means organization has a basic strategy, and the performance management will be helpful in implementing these strategies in a effective way, that we already said. Because strategy and performance, these two things must be linked. That linking phase will be done by performance management. Administrative purpose, then there will be sufficient information. Developmental role, based on this performance evaluation, we will be able to implement some developmental activities, because based on the past, you can predict the future. Then organizational maintenance and documentation. All these are the purposes in addition to the previously said three basic features. Then disadvantages of poorly implemented performance management system. If the performance management system implemented in our organization is not working properly, there are some disadvantages as well. Those disadvantages are increased turnover, because you are being evaluated in a not a proper way, so there will be turnover. Use of misleading information, wasted money and time, lowered self-esteem, because a good evaluation system will improve you, whereas poor evaluation system will reduce your self-esteem. Then damaged relationship, increased motivation to perform, decreased motivation to perform, because if there was a better system, employees will be motivated. As the system is poor, uh, there will be decrease in performance as well. Employee job burnouts and satisfaction. Actually, employee satisfaction will be at the lowest level if the implemented performance management system is poor. So these are the disadvantages. We are moving on to next topic. Before that, there are some other points too, like increased risk of litigation, because performance management is if the performance management is poor, there will be n number of suits filed against your company and you. Then unjustified demand on managers and employee resources, so expectation will be more and the performance will be low. Then varying and unfair standards and ratings. So we already said standardization is the basic thing, but if the performance system is not effective, the standards that we already said may vary from time to time, so the ratings will differ. Then emerging biasness, it will create biasness, because there will be some employees who is favorable to the management, whereas some other may not be. Then unclear rating system, if the system is not clearly implemented, that means if the performance management system is not effective, then the rating system will be poor. Then the process will be like this. Prerequisites, what are the requirements that will be analyzed first. Then there will be a performance planning. In this planning phase, you will be setting the standard requirements. Then after planning, there will be execution, then an assessment. While executing, you'll be able to know the actual performance. Assessment is done based on standard and this actual performance. Then there will be a performance review to analyze whether there is any deviation from the already set standards. Then performance renewal and recontracting. If there is any issue with the performance, you will have to conduct a renewal, because employee may not be able to perform, or the organization may not be able to perform as it was already planned. So if there is any deviation, there will be corrective actions that is done by renewal and recontracting. So let's check it. Prerequisites. There are two important prerequisites before performance management system. First, knowledge of organization's mission and strategic goals. So we are discussing the steps, the process. So the first step is checking the prerequisites. Prerequisites, there are two important prerequisites. First one is knowledge about the organization mission and strategic goals. Second, knowledge of the job in question. So what is to be done? There must be a clear job analysis that is conducted by the management itself. Second, performance planning. So under this phase, employees should have a thorough knowledge about the performance management system. Then planning discussion includes what are the results expected. I already told you. It will be results means standards. Then the behavior, and finally developmental issues. All these aspects will be discussed in second stage. Third, performance execution. At this execution stage, following factors must be considered: commitment to organizational goal achievement, then ongoing performance feedback and coaching, then communication, collecting and sharing performance data, preparing performance review. So execution means an overall actual performance of the acts to be done. So execution phase, we will be conducting all these things. Then moving on to performance assessment. It is important for an employee as well as manager to take ownership of assessed process. So already we conducted something, that is we conducted the act, and now it's time for its assessment. Next, there will be a performance review. It involves meeting between employee and manager. If it is an employee review, there will be discussion between employees and managers. After this meeting, they will be able to understand how much the performance was and how much the employee performed in accordance with the already set standards. Then renewal and recontracting, as I already said, is identical to planning stage. So because we already conducted the appraisal, and at the final stage we are again reframing the everything. So manager used the insights information gained from other phases to reset the performance goals for employees. So we already know what happened. So based on that, we will be renewing, and we will be resetting the employees standards. So that was all about performance management. We are moving on to our second topic in discussion, that is career planning. So before that, if there is any doubt, please leave it in the comment box. Career planning encourages individuals to explore and gather information, which enables them to synthesize, gain competencies, make decisions, set goals, and take actions. So it is a crucial phase of human resource development that helps the employees in making strategy for work-life balance. Actually, career planning is all about collecting information. That means how they will be able to perform, how they will be able to compete, how they will be able to make decisions and set goals, and how they will be able to perform in an organization. That is their action. All these processes, all these planning is included in the term career planning. It includes certain features such as career planning is not a one-time activity, it's an ongoing process. Second, it helps individual to develop skills required to fulfill different career roles. So if they already planned about everything, they will be able to develop certain skills which will match with their career goals. Second, third, it strengthens work related activities in the organization, because employees are thinking about their future in such a way. Work related activities and awareness in the organization can be improved. It defines life, career, abilities, and interest of the employees, as we already said. That is the basic thing in a career planning stage. So life, career, abilities, and interest of the employees, that is, all these things are planned. It can also give professional directions as they relate to career goals. So what is the way in which way they are going, and what is the requirement, all these things can be analyzed by using this method. Objectives. The major objectives of career planning includes to identify positive characteristics of employees. What are the positive facets in an employee that can be identified? Second, to develop awareness about each employee's uniqueness. What are their positives and what are their negatives? These things can be identified. Third, to respect feelings of other employees. Fourth, to attract talented employees to our organization, because we are offering something, offering a career plan. So after 10 years, you will be able to reach there. Such a phase, such a complete description is provided. Fifth, to train employees towards team building skills. And finally, to create healthy ways of dealing with conflict, emotion, and stress. All these are the objectives of conducting a career planning. So you can see the process. Career planning starts from self exploration. Self exploration means identifying the value, skill, interest, and personality of an individual. After identifying about the employee, next stage is relating to conducting a research, that is called work research. That includes job title, job market trend, employees details, then work environment, informational interview, and job shadowing. All these processes due to conducted in order to identify the opportunities that is available in the open market. After conducting the work research, there will be experimental education, which means which includes internship, volunteering, cooperation, then part-time uh, jobs, service learning. All these will be helpful in gaining certain skills that will be required in a job environment. Then next stage is relating to decision making, that after conducting self exploration, work research, experimental education, now it's time to take decision. Decision making will be based on your needs. So the prioritization of needs will be conducted first. After prioritizing, determine your goals. Third, set objectives, create career action plan, and then reality testing. So after decision is taken, search for job. I mean job search skills. That includes networking, then resume making, covering cover letter framing, interviews, negotiation, company research. After all these things, career management happens. That includes management skills, relationship with coworker and boss, promotion opportunities, office politics, work-life balance, and all these things included in career planning. Our last topic is relating to employee life cycle management. Employee life cycle management model is a method to visualize how the employee engages with the organization they are part of. So it's an attempt to realize or visualize the employees' engagement in the organization according to ELC model. This ongoing relationship has 5 stages. Means organization and employee. There are some relationship happening. This relationship can be divided into 5 phases. First stage is recruitment. After recruitment, there will be onboarding, means placing and all those things. Then once your employee is placed, next stage is development, giving them opportunity, giving them the scope for attaining new skills and opportunities for development. After development, the next stage comes, that is retention. Once an organization, once an employee is uh, developed, that means they are able to understand the needs of the organization. It is the duty of the organization to retain the employees within them. After retention, there may be some other stages like exit. That means retention phase is up to the company, whereas exit phase is up to the individual if they are performing well. Otherwise, there may be punishment, or there may be separation on the basis of punishment. That is another thing. If the employee has to be retained, it's up to the management itself. Okay, there are 5 stages. First stage is recruitment, second stage is onboarding, third stage development, fourth retention, fifth exit or separation. These are the different phases that will be there in an employee's life cycle with the organization. You can see the same here. Start from recruitment, then onboarding, means you are giving every facilities, you are giving an opportunity to learn. After learning everything, there will be development. Then retention means we are providing rewards or facilities to make the employees sustain in the organization. After, if they are not willing or they are I mean they are at the age of retirement, they may go out. That process is called exit. Last, to sum up, mapping the employee journey drives 2 main benefits. So what are the benefits of doing all these things? First, better talent retention, and second, reputation improvement. If you are able to analyze your employees in a long run, or if you are able to know more about employees life cycle or career management or career planning, there are 2 benefits. First benefit is that the employee in the employee. Second, our reputation will be improved because we are learning, I mean we are trying to know more about employees on say on one hand, reducing turnover saves cost, time, and money. On the other hand, better reputation increases chance for hiring more and new talent. However, never underestimate word of mouth. So, what we said here, you must know one thing. It's all about retaining and reputation. So employee, we will have to retain our employees as well as we will have to improve our reputation. Only then we will be able to get better employees, plus we'll be able to reduce our wastage. So that's all for the day. Thank you very much. Thank you for being here.